Namaste. Good morning to you. Good afternoon if you are in that time zone. Good evening if you are in that time zone. At whichever time zone you are in, as this video reaches you, I greet you in the day. I speak unto your highest unique self that is within yourself, bypassing the smaller self that analyzes, judges, and criticizes all things, comparing, contrasting, in competition with. I celebrate your wins. I celebrate your existence in life. I celebrate your contributions of energy and however your energy is flowing in this moment. But let us take a moment for ourselves, because there are times that we get so rushed and we're performing so fast in the roles that we accept or allow ourselves to facilitate in, that we kind of don't slow down long enough to give ourselves the time that it needs to ground and center and revive with that living energy. Today I'm going to go into chapter 1 of the Phoenix frequency, which talks about scanning, okay? So stay with me. I have a treat for you. If you don't know who I am Dave Drew, the owner, founder, and chief facilitator of Phoenix Holistic and Wellness, bringing you into your highest vibrational resonance of your unique higher self by doing small, measurable steps in alignment to your highest unique self. But all the work begins with you and your conscious choice to choose to do the work or choose to reject the work. That is your choice and your free will. I cannot make something happen without you choosing to step into alignment with that. That's the power of choice. I won't manipulate. I won't pressure. I won't use any of the tactics that mainstream ideology of societal expectations and norms would utilize to control behavior or control how you think, how you feel, or how you show up expressing your unique self. I will only celebrate who you are at your core and help you rise into your highest unique self by elevating your vibration daily. Chapter 1. Energy is the first reality. If you truly understood how powerful your energy is and your own energy field that is around you, you would never question your value or your worth measured against anything in all of creation. Let's start with the forms let's start with the truth most never really comprehend beyond surface level. Understanding of energy. Your energy field forms your reality like a mirror, reflecting back to you what you hold within yourself. Every thought, every belief, every structure of ideology, every concept, every defined expression and meaning expressed through your energy of how you experience things in life. Your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and beliefs are stored within you in the material and non-material or non-matter dimension of your existence. That's right, your thought field, your emotional field, your physicality, your cellular biology field, and your energy field extended out of you. So every time something comes in, you are drawing it in energetically and magnetically to yourself because you have something within you to attract it into your experiences, to where your conscious self, which is probably only active about 5-6% of the time, versus your subconscious self that is projecting most of all that you are. But it's in the frequency of which you are in the state of beingness of that you identify with that experience. You see, everything is energy. Energy is in the form of material and non-material, and has the capacity to be transmuted, transformed, and transfigured, but never created nor destroyed. Let that sink in. Energy is never created nor destroyed. It just changes from one to another. Your body is energy. Your thoughts are frequencies. Your emotions are the currents, and your beliefs are the patterns, and your identity is the vibration of which you attract to yourself. Science, psychology, mathematical understanding, language of vibration, quantum physics, and even metaphysics, all of them point to the same undeniable truth, beyond ego's refute. Energy shapes matter. Energy shapes experiences. And energy shapes destiny. This isn't someone else giving you a destiny. This is your original energetic blueprint that you came here and incarnated with, that you have long forgotten of whom you actually are versus whom you have been living your life as. This means you don't attract what you want to yourself. You only attract what you hold to be true within yourself. It doesn't matter if it's an absolute truth or an absolute falsehood that you have believed in to be true. You attract it because you have the seed of belief held within you to allow it to exist in your reality, to flow into your experiences. You attract them because you have a vibrational resonance that matches their energy and frequency. The universe responds to your frequency and vibration. It does not have a carnal mind. Instead, it is pure, unadulterated intelligence that is always working in your favor. If you want happiness, you must culminate the happiness from within and offer it out in order for that energy to come back in. Okay? Nothing comes to you without first occurring from within yourself. Nothing in all of creation, nothing that you experience in a physical way, comes to you without it already first occurring within you. Whether it was formed in your thought process, whether it was an emotional vibration of resonance within you, whether it was a cellular biology resonance of vibration within your body, you attract it into your experiences. We live in a systemized world that operates in the veil of illusions, an ideology of separateness, competition, to compete with one another. Who is better than? Who is greater than? And we put our crowns behind ourselves and we become peasants to someone else's ruling or expectations, rather than holding our crown of sovereignty and being the king within our own life over our own inner domain. If it instructs you traditionally and classically to be heavily reliant on your physical nature and the physical senses to comprehend and interpret your physical environment, while leading you astray from turning your various forms of energy and focus inward on all that you are within, and every domain, center, or world within you comprised of the various forms of energy. However, all life and physical matter originated from non-physical energy being produced and then transmuted into physical matter Understand that. Everything you experience, everything you see in a physical way was a thought, an emotional resonance of energy that had no matter of physical perception or perceptibility of observing, until it was so great that it formed and transformed and transmuted into physical matter to be rendered to your physical senses. Excuse me. However, all life in physical matter originated from non-physical energy being produced and then transmuted into physical matter. I want that to sink in the deepness of yourself, okay? Energy is the original blueprint of every experience you encounter of the physical environment. Energy of the mind, energy of the emotion, energy of the state of beingness of which you are vibrating in, energy of belief. Now, belief is not the same thing as the substance of faith. That is another form of energy. Energy of belief is something that is repeated to yourself over and over until you no longer have to repeat it yourself or someone else repeats it to you, that it becomes a living belief grown from a seed nourished of like energy within your body, well beyond your conscious approval to accept that as. And you have ran with it. And it became a familiarized belief held within you. Now, this isn't talking about religion or a dogmatic faith circle. This is just talking about statements you have said to yourself, shared with others, and statements others have come to share with you that you might have just accepted readily without rejection. Okay? A lot of this took place between your earlier years, 5, 6, 7, sometimes even into the eighth year of your living experience as a child, because you were the most impressionable at the time. You were like a blank canvas, just soaking everything up as a sponge, not knowing any better. That's how control of behavior kind of seeps in. How your parents might say you should behave a certain way. How schoolmates might render you or judge you because you act differently than them. Okay? It's okay to be uniquely you. Be you and rise higher as you are. As you house these energies within yourself, you experience them as a reflection of the external world, mirroring them back to you through people, places, events, and circumstances. With every thought generated, every energy shift, every habit that is developed and formed, and every energy pattern that is encoded before a life experience occurs, energy attracts it regardless if you, as the host of the experience, perceives it as a favorable or unfavorable occurrence. Meaning that whatever you decide to assign meaning to it, if you choose that that is good experience or bad experience, you are right, because the power of you choosing how you want to perceive the experience is your free will. Now, you can choose to elevate your thoughts and see it in a higher perspective, or you can see it as a neutral perspective, or you can see it in a lower frequency perspective. Lower frequency perspective usually has some kind of negative perception to it. Higher frequency usually has some kind of positive perception to the experience. In every experience, there is always an equal balance of both light and dark, negative, positive, masculine, feminine. There is a balance of Tao of energy in all things. Okay? Everything you experience in relationships, finances, health, wellness, and even discovering your purpose for existing began from a seed of non-matter energy that grew through repetition of statements of belief and continuity of experiences of like energy to reveal it as a living truth as you hold it within yourself. Living truths is not the same as absolute divine truth, that which is never decayed nor destroyed, but rather hidden under the layers of conditioning, programming, and statements of limitations that you have received or accepted or passed down orally and ancestrally. Most people, myself included, have tried every effort to change external factors, something outside of you, to experience a real change inwardly, and have failed time and time again. Not realizing true transformation always works from the inside out. Any change you want to experience in your life experiences flowing in, a change within you has to occur to disrupt that pattern and create a new opportunity of that like energy to flow in. That is why the Phoenix frequency cannot be done for someone else. The Phoenix frequency cannot be done through me and you reap the rewards. It must go through you, activate within you, and go through the process within you to rise higher, for you to reap the benefits of it. And it always starts at a subtle level. Some may have a greater degree of sensitivity that they can zero into as it activates. But for many that have become numb to the internal world and more focused on the external and the external senses, it can be very subtle and below conscious awareness, okay? But it is always taking effect. I am more than capable of bringing you up into your own Phoenix frequency. Just by you going through these pages in this book, it activates in your own inner Phoenix frequency. The lessons and the practical guides within this book is to help guide you through that transformation through your own energy of the Phoenix frequency. Everyone has it. We just don't always tap into it. And I found it by mistake. And when I say by mistake, I wasn't looking for it. It just occurred without rhyme, reason, logic, or even common understanding that it even existed with me. You know, a lot of people think that you have to believe something in order for it to exist. But the fact of the matter of it was already within me that required no belief of it to be present. It just required some other form in that process to be activated. And most of the time it's activated well beyond your own awareness, okay? You see, the Phoenix frequency is not something you learn to do, but rather it's you remembering already that you have it within yourself. It cannot be taught like a step-by-step self-help book, okay? But rather experienced through each unique individual, which means that everyone's going to experience it uniquely to themselves. So when you try to ask someone else, hey, have you gone through this? Did you experience this? Et cetera, and they have a different narrative of what they have experienced, that's because it's in alignment to their unique experience through it of their unique self. The most that you will experience in every change within your life is the uniqueness through yourself. And you may find that not everyone has the same similarities, though they may have some identifiers that might correlate. It will always be completely 110% uniquely to who you uniquely are, okay? Everyone will experience it themselves. Some will have minor, similar experiences, but most of the experiences that happen is always in alignment to who you uniquely are at the energetic blueprint that you originally were prior to all the layers of conditions, programmings, embedded beliefs and identities, narratives, stories, and passed down oral statements of beliefs that you carried afterwards. Okay. The Phoenix frequency transformation. 3 things occur for an experience to come in, regardless if it appears to be a small or large experience. Energy, vibration, and frequency. There's a reason why we start chapter 1 with energy. It is the foundation of understanding all that occurs in all existence within ourselves and outside of ourselves. It's how energy behaves, how you choose to utilize energy, and how energy flows in and out. Nikola Tesla stated, "If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency." Let's break this down a little bit. What does energy mean to you? How do you, not someone else, how do you define energy as? What does vibration mean to you? How do you define vibration? And finally, what does frequency mean to you? How do you define frequency? I expand it further to think as if energy, vibration, and frequency has no limitations. There's no block or resistance to it. Frequency is the state of being. Vibration is your charged emotion in the frequency state that you are in. Energy is the production of what you send out into the world or draw back into yourself. All energy returns to its source of origin. So if the energy of you casting a stone or an ideology of judgment on someone else, that will flow back into you. Just as much as if someone did the same thing to you, it will flow back into them. Just may not be when you are around, okay? And it might not be through that same person. It might be through another channel that it comes back in. It's like a boomerang effect. What goes out always comes back. Doesn't always have to happen in the moment. Sometimes it can happen days, months, years, okay? Like energy attracts like energy. You are both a transmitter and a receiver of energy, vibration, and frequency, with your own unique spectrum of channels, pretty much broadcasting like a TV channels or radio stations, okay? The frequency you tune into is the message you receive, while simultaneously other stations are still broadcasting their messages and songs, even when you're not purposely tuned into those channels or frequencies, all right? In energy work, the practitioner attunes you or brings you up into your own innate frequency. In this case, I bring you up into your own Phoenix frequency and help you activate it through each of these practical, easy to use, broken down steps. The changes have already started. Well before you even started with me, the changes have already started. It's just your choice to continue to go through. When your energy expands, your life expands. When you shrink your energy life is shrinked, okay? People try to keep you ever heard the term small? People try to put you in a small box. But more when you feel confident, when you walk more aligned, you're no longer small, but expanding. And so you can literally walk into a space with your energy and transmute the space as you walk in it without even uttering a single word, because of the energy that you carry with yourself into the space. And you may even trigger other people to have to face their own inner challenges, okay? That's not your energy to be concerned or worried about. That's their energy to work through. They just may not know how to do so, okay? Be compassionate, but non-judgmental, okay? Everyone starts somewhere, all right? When your energy rises and vibrating higher daily, you naturally break away old energetic debris that no longer serves you in a positive manner and begin creating new neurological pathways. Okay, this is based on neuroscience, all right? It's not woohoo science. It's actually mapped and measured circuitry identified measurable changes that occur as you think something repetitiously. The neurological pathway becomes to form, and the longer and more that you repeat that belief or thought and statement, the stronger that neurological pathway becomes. And like multiple threads to one, when one mirror neuron is firing, all like mirror neurons are firing at the same time. If you don't understand that, I encourage you to take a couple of advanced scientific understandings classes, okay, for your due diligence in equipping yourself with foundational understanding and knowledge to grow upon, not just to take as is, but grow with. You naturally break away old energetic debris that no longer serves you in a positive manner and begin creating new neurological pathways and encode mindset parameters or new programming for your subconscious to operate as. Remember I said earlier, your subconscious is always projecting into your external canvas. That's how you disrupt. You reprogram or rewire how your mindset might be from one state into an elevated state, okay? As new energy rises, new opportunities come into experience. When your energy aligns with your vibration and frequency, reality aligns as you are. This chapter was never about learning energy, but remembering that you are energy. From the microcosmic to the macrocosmic level, you awaken to the power of your own unique energy capabilities. You cannot live a high frequency life, a high vibrating frequency of life, while maintaining a low vibrational frequency pattern mindset and values or belief statements. Your energy has layers, and you as a multidimensional bodied being have multi-layered energetic structures. These layers, like an onion, peeled away, and you start revealing more of your unique identity, your unique self, influencing how energy behaves as it flows in the manner of how you experience life events. think of this. The physical body is matter, action, and what we define as health, status. Emotional body is the feelings, memories, snapshots, suppressed wounds, trauma. Mental body is the beliefs, attitudes, thoughts, identities, and narratives that we have accepted or have churned for ourselves and talk about ourselves as. Spiritual body is the intuition, purpose, intent, and inner knowingness, knowing awareness, okay? Energetic field body, your vibration, aura, electromagnetic signature, or energy field, whichever you want to utilize as that terminology, it all coins the same fundamental understanding. The energy that is all around you, okay? In this chapter is called Energy Scan Activation. I'm not going to do this on the video. If you want to learn how to energy scan activate within yourself, I am going to recommend purchasing this book. And it's only for your best interest, okay? If I chose to do it on this video, you may not take the practical, applicable steps to actually do the work for yourself, okay? This work is for you, not for someone else, okay? Now, they can do the work for themselves by borrowing your book, if you choose to get this book. But again, all of this work is done within yourself, and what changes you make within yourself will reflect what experiences come in, okay? And you can guide others to the same book, and it can help activate their inner phoenix frequency. And it may show completely different from what your experience is. It's normal in the alignment of uniqueness, okay? Because we are all unique expressions of one connectedness, experienced through different channels of life experiences, okay? If you can think of a possibility of anything you want to be, there's already that potentiality of existence right now. Imagine yourself in that position. What does that position look like to you? Let the energy, that's right, generate the image of what that looks like, and then align yourself to that image, giving more magnetic pull and attraction to that image of whom you perceive yourself to be as. You want to be a master carpenter? Be a master carpenter. What steps does a master carpenter have to take? What knowledge does a master carpenter have to have? What daily practice of discipline does a master carpenter have to do in a daily fashion to cultivate the experience to being a master carpenter? Anything in life you want to be, you have to have the foundation. You have to practice the information. You have to apply it. But it's not just surface level practice or surface level application. It goes so much deeper, and at some point you're going to awaken to an understanding of how this actually reflects back to you of your inner self, and how everything is interconnected that you didn't once see. And once you become activated through the Phoenix frequency, you will never be the same again. I promise you. So if you like who you are, and you like what's coming in, regardless if you're happy about how it comes in, and you don't want anything to change, then I recommend don't getting this book, because there will be a change that happens. I promise you that. The energy and intention that has been poured into every single word that has been specifically intended and embedded into the penned workmanship of every statement in this book is living energetic energy, designed and specifically intended to not only activate your inner frequency of the Phoenix, but carry you through the transformative process. And even after you finish the book, you're not done. You got more work to do. Okay. Again, you can check it out. It's on Amazon. It's called The Phoenix Frequency by Dave Drew. I might leave a link later on in this. You could probably find a link on my Facebook page, Linktree, you name it, even LinkedIn. But I wanted to give you a little introduction to the first chapter. Again, I don't want to give the practical exercises, not because I don't think you can't do them, but because when you actually choose to invest in yourself, you take things, you see things in a more valuable way, rather than if I were just to throw it to you and then it's like handing you a business card. If you have no intention of utilizing that business card for any purpose, you might just toss it away and throw it away. And that's the whole purpose of why I'm not choosing to reveal the practical exercises and technical tools to help you through your transformation and activation of your inner Phoenix frequency. Okay. If you have questions, if you would like a direct link to this book, if you would like to work with me one-on-one or as a group setting, connect with me, reach out. All right. I love you guys, and I pray that your inner Phoenix frequency is the one that's listening and guiding you to make a positive choice in your life to rise higher. Have a great day. Namaste.